Yo, what's going on YouTube? So in this video, I'll teach you how you optimize all of your campaigns, the content creation, and how to do the strategy behind it, because flows and campaigns are not the same thing, obviously, and you want to maximize everything you can. So in this guide, I'll show you how you can create a campaign strategy that drives consistent revenue, compelling non-discount campaigns that actually converts, structure a content calendar that builds purchase behavior, implement design, copywriting frameworks. Go look at some of my other videos in terms of copywriting and look out for the future in terms of the designs. But you also want to measure what matters to, or actually measure what matters to optimize campaign performance over time. Because most e-commerce brands, they are trapped in a vicious cycle where they only send actually discount and promotional mails. So let's say they need some revenue, month is bad, they send out a lot of discount codes, they see the sales spikes, the revenue drops, they need revenue again, and this is just the cycle that they repeat every single week. And this is not a strategy, it's an addiction almost. So like any other addiction, it's killing you slowly, it's smashing all of your profit margins, and it's training your customers to actually wait for sales and promotionals and discounts, which is devaluating your brand and making you actually dependent on discounting for revenue. So you don't want to do that unless you want to become like a discount brand. And I'm signed up to a lot of brands where they send some discount every other week, every third week maybe, where I just, okay, I'll wait. So if I need a new shirt, I'll just wait for these guys or this brand to actually send a discount code. So who am I? I'm JP. I'm the co-founder at Marketing. We transform email marketing from a neglected afterthought into a serious profit center. We've generated a lot of money for e-commerce brands across Scandinavia and actually just global. Made our base in Denmark and just scaled from there. Here are my social media profiles and whatnot. You'll get access to this Gamma doc. Just look in the description right down below. You can just see all of this for yourself. I won't go too much into detail in all of this because you will get access to it. So let's get straight into it, right? The strategic campaign matrix. So you have revenue drivers, value builders, you have conversion accelerators, and relationship nurturers. This is at least what we call them in marketing. So your revenue drivers, primary purpose, you want to get sales. You only want to get sales. Product launches, seasonal collection, limited editions. If you want to use a discount, rarely do it because these are not as like discounted as you want to do them. But this is really something when you know, okay, I push an email, for example, a product launch, you know you're going to get some revenue. Your value builders, these are the ones that are perceived value and desire for your customers. Educational content, product spotlights, brand storytelling, behind the scenes and whatnot. If you want to do discounts, I'd say you can do it, but primarily don't do it. Not in your value builders, because this is where you train your customer and build a relationship with your customer. Sometimes you can do it. We like to say 95% of the time, we don't do any discounts here actually. Then we have your conversion accelerators. Convert fence sitters quickly. Just convert these that are maybe looking to buy, right? They're just on the fence. Flash sales, exclusive offers, genuine scarcity events. Don't do the, oh, this is 50% off for the next 3 hours, and then you have it for the next 3 weeks, right? Strategic, infrequent, and high impact. When you do a discount, make sure that it is, I want to say like valuable for your customer. And then on the last, we have the relationship nurturers. Build brand affinity and loyalty. You want to make sure your customer is building, as I said over here, like a relationship with you or your brand. Again, behind the scenes, custom spotlights, community content, all of this stuff. Don't do discounts at all in the relationship nurtures. You want to focus on the emotional connection with your customers in here. So for example, always do this in your welcome series and your post-purchase flows, but especially do it in your campaigns. So for maximum profit, your monthly campaign distribution should follow these 4 tips. 3 to 4 value builders, 2 to 3 relationship nurtures, 2 revenue drivers, and 1 a conversion accelerator. This one right here will drive a lot of revenue, but again, don't do it every single time. Otherwise, you just train your customer to be like a discount hijacker, I think you call it. So it keeps the list responsive while training your customer that your emails you send is value beyond your discounts. So here's the discount-free revenue framework. Brand story and mission. Connect your purchase to meaning beyond your product. Again, do this in your campaigns and your flows. FOMO, we already know this, fear of missing out. Social proof. especially if you're a new brand, this is hard. So you can't really do a lot of social proof, but get some or gather some reviews or testimonials from products that you just shipped, just to get something proof, social proof in the door. Problem solution, connecting your products to customer pain points. This is really popular when you're working with skincare brands and so on. And then perceive value, demonstrate why your product is worth the full price. This is essentially the same for us as an agency. I try to demonstrate with all of these YouTube videos that my product and my service is worth the full price, and I don't need to give my customers any discounts, right? So do the same. This is just not a 10K product, right? It's not a 10K service. So your product, let's say it's a $50 AOV, you still have to demonstrate why your product is worth the full price. And the key to generating all of this revenue without constant discounting is understanding what actually drives the purchase decision just beyond pricing. Pricing is important. You can't sell if a customer knows that your pricing is, they can just go on Google, they can search price runner or whatever, Amazon, I don't know. Pricing is important, but you want to make them buy from you beyond the price. So I just wrote 7 non-discount right here that are motivators. So perceived value, scarcity, exclusivity, problem, solution, connection, social proof, fear of missing out, and your brand story and mission. This one is really popular in the beginning when you start with your brand, and then it will go a little bit down, and then when you're really big again, this will go up with your brand story and mission. So please make sure to include that. So when you're implementing these non-discount campaigns, the front load value messaging before major launches, use all of this genuine scarcity, but do it truthfully. Leverage your social proof, create content that justifies your pricing, and develop launch sequences rather than just one-off announcements. So build it out. Say you're launching a product, build it out. Don't just say, oh, next day, tomorrow at 12 p.m. we're launching this product. Build the hype around it, and do it strategically. And that actually leads me to the strategic campaign calendar. So, excuse me, I just have to cough real quick. You want to map your key business drivers. So new product launches, seasonal selling, inventory challenges to address, business goals for your quarter. Establish a campaign rhythm, 3 to 4 per week. If you have a huge list with a lot of, you can obviously do more, but spread it out from different segments, right? Map your campaign types across your quarter, ensure healthy balance using this formula. Identify no more than 1 to 2 strategic discount periods. Again, you want to train your customer to buy from you whenever you're sending email, not just your discount. So campaign themes, create a monthly content theme, align with seasonal relevance, connect your customer journey stages. I've talked about this a lot in the other video, so go look at that. Support product and category focus areas. Really key to combine these two actually. You want to detail individual campaigns. Assign specific campaign briefs, develop messaging strategy, plan your segmentation approach. Don't just mass send and blast your list. And you want to set some performance goals or KPIs. Because the most profitable email programs, they follow a consistent pattern that train the subscribers when and what to expect. Weekly patterns might include educational content on Mondays, product spotlights Wednesday, community content on Fridays, and then want to have some planning content on Sundays, right? Monthly patterns can focus on new arrivals, key point, new arrivals in week 1, educational week 2, brand storytelling in week 3, and bestsellers in week 4. This is just a rule of thumb, right? Campaign copywriting framework that sells. Again, I've done a completely breakdown of copywriting that actually sells, but here's some quick ones. The PES, problem, agitation, solution. The before, after bridge. The feature, advantage, benefit, and the, I can never say this in English, AIDA framework, attention, interest, design, action. This is all very common, but use them in your copywriting. Go check out my other video, because the right copywriting can sell products at full price by focusing on the value, not the cost. So each framework has a different purpose, and read I think it's 5 stages of awareness. Read that book. It's really, really great in terms of all of this. Perfect. Now, design system that derives full price purchases. You want to have a visual hierarchy. You want to have white space that signals quality, thoughtful I can't say this word, never typography. And you want to have product photography that actually sells. So I got some emails right here where you can see some of the white space that I actually talked about. I want to go into There was one actually, yeah, I think it was, yeah, this one. This is a beautiful email. Absolutely beautiful. It follows the perfect framework. Good design. You have the big CTA, just some social proof right here. Not only did it come back, okay, for more, featured in, like some social proof again. Beautiful product photos. And then here, this is just I think they're asking for a review, actually. So there's two in here, right? There was also this text-based email, and I'll shut up real quick just for you to see. It looks like it's just been, written from the owner's email. Absolute banger email to use. It always works, but don't do it often. Do it separately, like with these. There was also this one. It's called like an us versus them. So there's no comparison. And then they have the, down here. I don't know why it doesn't load. Perfect. Again, beautiful email. Beautiful email. Just checks out, right? Perfect. Let me get back. So the visual presentation of your campaigns, it depends if you're selling a product solving or problem solving product, or if you're like designing really beautiful emails such as like fashion, for an example, just as an example. But different campaign types require different design approaches. So value builders, that's educational. Revenue drivers, you want to emphasize the hero product with clear pricing. Relationship nurturers, people-focused imagery with story-driven layouts, as I showed you, for example, in the plain text email. And then your conversion accelerators, high urgency, FOMO, all of this great stuff with this strong contrast and CTA. So full price campaign types that actually convert: new arrivals, educational deep dive campaigns, and customer transformation campaigns. Best, I want to say 3 best working actually. So why does it work? Newness in itself is a powerful purchase driver. No discounting needed for a fresh new product. It's fresh, it's new. Like which customer doesn't want something new, right? This is the whole idea with retail and so on. So clear the new labeling, release date, development, inspiration, first access, all of this great stuff. The educational works because it educates the customer on value, materials, or craftsmanship, justifying the full price. Not just they see, oh, it's $150 product. That's too expensive. I might go find a cheaper one. You want to justify why it's this, right? Detailed product education, material ingredient spotlight, craftsmanship, or production process, value justification, and content. Your customer transformation campaigns is working because it shows real results, it shows real people, real outcomes, and it's shifting the focus from the price to the value. So the key elements before and after: customer testimonials, clear connection between the product and the outcome. Really important, this one. And you want to have authentic user content, maybe use some UGC in your emails. So when you do the discounts, this is when it's actually needed, and this is how you do it strategically correct. Inventory clearance. If you have way too much stock or anything, seasonal item that must move, maybe discontinue product if you're not producing these anymore. And maybe, as I mentioned, overstock situation. If you have way too much, slap on a discount. This isn't happening every single week, obviously. So when you have the discount, slap it on if you need to clear your inventory. Customer acquisition. You will have a lot of leads that haven't bought from you. And they've entered the welcome series, the abandoned cart, the abandoned checkout, browser abandonment. They have been on your list. They haven't actually never bought, but they're still opening your emails. Might have to slap on a discount to see if you can convert these people, right? Because if they buy from you, they love your product, they will buy from you again, right? If you have a product or a niche that you can actually resell to. So first purchase incentive targeted to non-buyers, only those who haven't bought from you, who have engaged with your emails and been in your list for some time and moved around all of these flows. So competitive response, industry-wide sales, Black Friday, Christmas, spring sale, whatever it could be, some of this stuff, just have a defensive positioning when you actually do this. Customer retention, this is very key for if you really want to scale a business, is to give your loyal customers or treat them actually better, or your VIP customers, right? So maybe if they haven't bought from you for a while, you can kind of slap on a little guarantee, a discount that make them convert again. But again, do it strategically with your most loyal customers. Because the goal is to reduce discount dependency. Obviously, you're not ever going to be a brand that doesn't give discounts. If you are, that's great. But discounts are not a bad thing in general. But you want to do strategic promotional campaigns that still have the place when you're executing them properly, just as I showed you here. So instead of straight discounts, if it's not only 10%, 15, 20, and so on, you could do this one. This is a discount also if you give a gift with a purchase. Free shipping, but they have to buy from, let's say, over $100 or something. Bundle pricing, obviously. Point system, store credit. This is being very popular, especially in Denmark now with the big brands. They're creating like say the business name, and then it's called the business name club or something. Early access, exclusivity, or offers that maintain perceived value. This is all discounts. Discounts is not only 10% and 15 and so on. And how do you want to go about this with your testing and optimization framework? You want to test. I mentioned this is all in all my videos. You want to test strategically, focus on high impact variables. I've made a whole video on how to test. Go watch that. But only test one at a time. Analyze holistically. You don't want to look at one specific thing, just, on, I don't know what it's called, but at one specific. Look beyond like the open and click rates, focus on revenue per recipient, track full price versus discounted conversions. You can measure these two up against it. That'd be like measuring like orange and apples, right? You want to measure oranges with oranges and apples with apples. And what you learn in your test, you want to apply these learnings. So update the design and your copy, revise your campaign, your calendar mix. Maybe you need to check out your segmentation or your testing or sending time and whatnot, it could be. And then you want to iterate continuously. Everything you do it with a thought of, I'm going to use this some way to make it even better. Otherwise, you're just staying in the same place, right? So if you test and you continuously improve all of these specific things, you can actually see a lift in your email account. So for example, if you're testing your subject line, content focus, call to action, this is a small one, send time, design testing. I'd say subject line, your content, and design testing will probably be the most, but don't sleep on the send time, because we've seen some brands, they send out early in the morning, and then we came in and tested, okay, let's try to test in the evening, and that absolutely smashed the case. So don't sleep on it, but again, test all of these things. And test it quarterly, monthly, half a year, and so on and so on. You don't want to update your flows every single month, right? So here's your 90-day plan. Phase 1, analyze everything and make a strategy. Audit all of your past campaigns, your discount, dependency, and develop a strategy for this. When you've done all of this can take you like 15 days. It can take you 7 days. Like, depends on how much time you put into it. Phase 2, this is where you build all your foundation, campaign briefs, develop design templates that you can use, also to make it a bit quick. But don't use 3 designs. Have vary it, all right? Test a lot of different designs. And then obviously tracking. Phase 3 is where you execute and optimize. So you always want to follow this one when you're testing and optimizing and iterating. Launch campaigns, gather data, refine strategy, and plan next quarter. And always plan in advance with your email campaigns. So remember, balance is essential. Value comes in many forms. Strategy before tactics, and consistency builds results. Never ever go on about your gut feeling. If you have data to compare, then go about data. In other instances, you can rely on your gut feeling. The path to reduce discount dependency isn't about just eliminating all from it. Okay, from tomorrow we're never going promotions or discounts or whatever. Just gradually shift this balance toward value-focused campaigns that train your customer to buy based on worth and not your price. So might as well just start this transformation today, because your margins will thank you tomorrow. And do you need help with any of this? Again, you'll get access to this Gamma Doc. You can schedule a call with me in here. Just pick your time, whatever fits. And I won't try to sell you anything. I'll go over your account gladly. And whatever happens from there, obviously, we can always talk about that. You want a 80-page email marketing Bible, click on the CTA right there. But there you have it. Campaign strategy and content creation for whatever you need in your email account. Thank you for watching, and peace.